let us consider this concept. We have taken two test tubes, test tube A, test tube B. In test tube A, we have some magnesium ribbon. The equal quantity of magnesium ribbon is taken in another test tube called B. Right? Now, in the first test tube, I am adding sulfuric acid. Whereas in the test tube B, I am adding carbonic acid. Okay? So, in which test tube the reaction will be vigorous? Can you tell me, Rida?
Test tube A.
Test tube A. Why?
It's because H2SO4 sulfuric acid is
Sulfuric acid is a strong acid. And what is the molecular formula of carbonic acid? It is
2H plus
no. Carbonic acid molecular formula. H2CO3, that's all, okay? I am just asking molecular formula. So the molecular formula of carbonic acid is H2CO3. So just now we discussed sulfuric acid is a strong acid, and that is why the reaction is vigorous in test tube A. Whereas carbonic acid is a weak acid, and that is why the reaction is mild in B. Now, in both test tubes, you can observe some gases are released. What is the name of that gas?
hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen gas. So what is the specialty of this hydrogen gas? It is whether it is the inflammable or non-inflammable.
Non-inflammable.
No, it is inflammable. Inflammable means you should not mistake that it will not catch fire. Okay, it will catch fire. Inflammable means it catches fire. Non-inflammable means it does not catch fire. So hydrogen gas, in those days hydrogen balloons are popular, but there were so many accidents, fire accidents, because of its inflammability, that is fire catching tendency. And that is why then they switched over to other lighter gas, helium, which is inert. So hydrogen gas evolved here. This can be established by passing this hydrogen gas through the soap solution. So when you pass gas through the soap solution, what will happen? Soap bubbles are produced, is it not? So when you bring burning matchstick to the soap bubble, what will happen? Yes, there is a pop-up sound. Such type of sound comes out, and that is why, in fact, that experiment itself is called pop-up experiment. But there will be more bubble in the case of strong acid, test tube A, whereas from B it may be smaller amount, okay, because of the weaker reaction. Now let us move to the next question. Magnesium reacts with the sulfuric acid to give dash and dash. Can you tell me? Magnesium,
It gives magnesium sulfate and
hydrogen gas. Very good. So magnesium sulfate. What is the molecular formula of magnesium sulfate?
Mg plus H2SO4.
MgSO4 is the molecular formula. Then magnesium reacts with carbonic acid. What is the formula for carbonic acid? Rida?
MgCO3.
No. Carbonic acid is H2CO3. So that combines to form magnesium carbonate and hydrogen, and magnesium carbonate is MgCO3. Do you understand? Right. Now, let us consider the acid in general. So the acids have lower pH value, bases have higher pH value, and the neutral value is 7. So pH for water is 7. So here sulfuric acid and carbonic acid, both of them in the acidic range, that is lower pH, less than 7. But the pH of sulfuric acid is much lower because it's stronger by its nature. Now let us consider this reaction. The sulfuric acid undergoes ionization as 2H plus SO4 2 minus. This SO4 2 minus is called sulfate anion. Now my question is, how many protons are formed in this reaction? Rida?
2x plus 4.
2 protons, okay? But when you count the number of moles, molecules, etc., that is proton, it will be more in the case of what? Sulfuric acid, and it is faster also. It readily ionizes, and that is why sulfuric acid is called strong acid. Do you understand? So it violently reacts with magnesium ribbon. Whereas the carbonic acid is weaker. Why it is weaker? Because it also produces 2 protons and 1 carbonate anion. But the amount of carbonate anion or the proton, the amount of proton will be less, and not only that, it is slower. So here there is a complete ionization, ready ionization, instant ionization. Please note down, instant ionization, instantaneous ionization and complete ionization. Whereas in the case of weak acid, it is slow ionization, and it is not complete also. And that is why carbonic acid is called a weak acid. Do you understand this? Right.